Good morning and welcome to Beauty and Blessings. Hi guys, my name is Zenobia and welcome to my channel. So this is a series I started last week. This is episode 2 and it is meant to focus on the positivity and refocus us as we enter a new week and get ready for that so that we can have positivity at the forefront of our minds as we enter a new week. So not meant to brag, not meant to rub anything in anybody's faces. It's just meant to refocus us. So I just wanted to say I meant to record my skincare because I'm not going anywhere today, but I did the entire video and realized that it had not recorded anything. So I already did my whole skincare. I did my derma rolling, so my face looks a little red. That's why. That's a little roller ball full of needles. But I got 2 sick kiddos, so I'm not going anywhere, and so that's all I was planning to do. So I'm just going to chat with you. It's not going to be as much of a get ready with me today, but still want to chat with you. And what I wanted to chat about was jobs. I did talk a little bit about my jobs last week, and it kind of cut out most of what I had talked about, so I figured I'd come back on here and talk again because this has been a really long week and a really hard week. I've had a couple 10-hour days at work, and I am exhausted. I've had 2 sick kiddos, and so I'm just really worn out, and it has really, my job has really shown like how much different it is than other jobs I've had in the past. And so what I wanted to talk about is the positivity and the focus of my job. So I work at just a little background, I work at a local science museum, and I do a lot of their educational things like field trips and stuff. I do have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, but when I moved to Wyoming like 4 years ago, I was having a hard time figuring out the proper way to transfer all my certifications and like get certified here in Wyoming. And in the meantime, I ended up working at Starbucks and then at Ulta. First time doing food service, first time doing real retail, and I learned a lot, and I'm thankful for those jobs. But really what it showed me is, and what it continues to bring to my mind, is how awesome my current job is. And I work at a local science museum for kids, and one of the big things I really appreciate about the place is the positivity. Working at both Ulta and Starbucks, there was a lot of negative things that happened. I am thankful for those jobs because I learned a lot about how to interact with people and a lot about those different areas of work, and it gave me a different understanding for those people and compassion for them, I guess you could say, but it also definitely gave me a greater appreciation for the job I have. So the job I have, everybody is really focused on positively. It's basically like one big family. It's the first job I've ever had that my boss, if he calls you into his office and he's like, I need to talk to you in my office, you hear that from a boss and you're like, oh crap, what did I do? And so with him, if you hear that, he's most likely going to be asking you what you need, how things are going, and that sort of thing. I've never really seen him upset. I've seen a couple times where it feels like he's maybe getting upset, but he leaves the office and deals with whatever it is and comes back in a more positive light and positive mood. And he always tries to bring positivity and make sure everybody's like cheery and focused at the same time. And so I feel like the work ethic there is a bit different, and that people are more okay with doing their jobs. And like with me having 2-hour days, it wasn't, I wasn't like any other job. I would have been like, nope, not doing it. But with this one, it really wasn't that big of a deal when it came down to it, because, I was like, I'll get rewarded for this on another end with this job. There will be something else that happens, and it's kind of more of like paying it forward, right? Yeah, if I'm working 10-hour days now, and I'm going to be able to take some time off here and there, like this Friday when I got a call from my son's school, and I was able to, I am able to go down there. So my son gets chronic migraines, my older son, he's 8, and something I've really appreciated with this job is that anytime I need to go to get him or take care of him, or my younger son, I can do that. And if it's something that like sometimes with his migraines, after he's had his medicine, he's fine, but it's at that point not a point to take him back to school. And so I can either have him there with me while I'm working, I can, or I can leave and take off the day and do some work at home or make it up later, and it's not a big deal. Nobody makes you feel bad for like having to be gone. Everybody understands that things happen with your family, and it's a very family-oriented place, and so I appreciate that so greatly because of some things that have happened in the past with the jobs. I mean, a sick child ultimately led my younger son, when he was 8 months old, got bacterial meningitis, and that ultimately led to me leaving Starbucks because of the pressure I was feeling and how I was feeling like put down because I was trying to take care of my child and I was still working, but I still felt like people, like the person there that was in charge, was putting me down and trying to make me feel guilty about having to take care of a sick child, and I really didn't appreciate that. So I just am so thankful for having a job like that. And speaking of sick kids, I am gonna go take care of them. And this is pretty short compared to my last one, but if you have a job where things are toxic and things are negative, I'll just keep you in my prayers that you can get out of that position, because I know how that feels. And I'm so thankful that I essentially have my dream job. I mean, I always wanted to be a science teacher, but I knew I couldn't handle middle and high school all the time. Like, as a full-time science teacher for those, I just don't have the patience. For those of you that do, thank you, because I don't. And so I get to be, my full-time job is being a science teacher for primarily elementary students, every once in a while middle school, but primarily elementary, and that is my dream job. I also got to write a curriculum with it, which is, I'm making the video longer now, but I also got to write a curriculum with it, which is also on my bucket list, to write a curriculum that was science focused. And they asked me to do that, and that ultimately led to the position I have now, which is basically teaching that program. It's still, I consider it a work in progress because I go back and adapt it as I need, or change it as the needs are change with our students. But I have my dream job. It's positivity. It's basically like working with my family, like working with the family. They're like my second family, and ding ding, sorry. But I get to teach science, and I don't have to focus on the test scores and keep all the focus on that. It's more of how the students are like what the students' experiences, and it's, were they learning, were they engaged, were they having fun? And I like that to be my focus, because that's what I feel like education is about, is, are they learning and are they engaged? Because if they're not engaged, they're not really getting the full potential of whatever you're trying to teach them, or the full understanding of whatever they're trying to teach them, I feel. And so I absolutely love my job, and I'm so thankful for it. If you hate your job, I am sorry, and like I said, I will just be praying for you that you can get out of that as soon as possible, because I know how that feels. But thank you guys for being with me here today, and I love you guys so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful, blessed week. Love ya. Bye.